How is it going, everyone? I hope you're doing well because I'm actually doing awful. I'm doing horrible. And maybe you can guess why. Maybe you read the title of the video. Maybe you even looked at the thumbnail of the video. I know, right? But this is an update 6.5 review for Anime Rangers X, the fairy tale update long awaited by absolutely no one. Hey, okay, that's a joke. This is probably one of the worst updates this game has ever dropped. In its life cycle. Even from the old devs, we know how those updates were. This is just awful. And speaking of atrocious, let's just move straight into the delay. I can go in for 10 minutes explaining how livid I was to see how long this game got delayed for. I thought they couldn't top it from the last update. If you didn't know, last update was solo leveling. They delayed it for like over a day, and they delayed it even longer this time. It was over a day again. It was supposed to drop on, I think, a Saturday or something, and then it got delayed to a Sunday at 2 p.m. Again, I'm going over this quick, but they're still supposed to drop the trailer at 12 p.m. You know, of course, that wasn't going to happen. Take everything with a grain of salt with what these devs say, to be completely honest at this point. So the trailer drops at 3 p.m. Podcast drops like usual. And then we finally get an update log at 9 p.m. At 9 p.m. This is 5 hours later, by the way. And then we get hit with the obvious 15 minutes remaining. You know, this is obviously not going to be 15 minutes if you've played this game for more than 2 updates. But, you know, apparently the game's code is very bad and it's making it hard to fix all these bugs and stuff. And, you know, the obvious, we're going to release extra codes and stuff like that. And I'll go over the code situation in a sec, or probably like the end of the video. But finally got news that like at 11:30 p.m. that night, for me, of course, that the game was going to open at 11:35. So this is insane at this point. This is for a 6.5 update, by the way, not even a full major update. I'm completely dumbfounded at this point. But moving on, you know, I'm complaining all this much for what, just a delay? But no, we got a new adventure game mode. And I actually think this game is cool. It's a good concept. Basically, you go in, you do 10 waves. There's a total of 50 waves, but you do 10 at a time. And once you reach 10, you kill the boss or whatever, you have a choice. You can either go back to the lobby. You get to see the rewards you have a chance of getting. You can go back to the lobby, secure, you know, some rewards at an easier level, or you can keep pushing up into the higher waves and get the same rewards, but at a way higher drop chance. In theory, this is good, right? It's not, because another big portion of this update is portals, adventure portals, and you're going to get these from the adventure game mode themselves. They're a base 20% chance to drop from doing 10 waves, and you know, the chance goes up, and it's supposed to go up to 100 at wave 50. But as you can see on the screen here, I completed wave 50 and got no portal. I'm sure you've experienced it if you play the game. The portals are bugged, the chances are not right, and I'm just completely confused because I don't know how this gets past release, especially with the portals being bugged and not dropping 100% of the time when you get up to those higher stages, because you got to think about this. For example, a tester surely playing, right? They go all the way to wave 50. They're supposed to get a portal. They realize the portal doesn't drop, and sure, they report it as a bug or something. So you're telling me this did not get fixed? One of the devs couldn't fix this in time. I'm sorry, but like, I'm no coder, but like, how does this happen? How does this happen? I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. And as you've probably seen and probably know, this game mode is only a single path like most game modes, but something tells me that this was supposed to be a multi-path game mode, because if we look back yesterday as of recording this video, or the day the update dropped, a poll went out in the balancer post of the Discord saying, would y'all hate another multi-path game mode? And you know, only around 10,000 people voted yes, do not add those path game modes again, or those multi-path game modes. And for reference, the update dropped around 12 hours after this poll. So for some reason, something tells me that this was originally gonna be a multipath game mode. Even the map, it looks like there's supposed to be different lanes, like where there's like alleyways and stuff. I could be overthinking this, but something tells me that this probably had multipaths to begin with. Before moving on to the portals real quick, the game mode itself, the adventure game mode, also is optimized poorly. It is awful. There's stutters every second, and I have a decent computer. I think the main reason this happens is because of the constant enemies that are spawning, and then when you kill them, you get gold pop-ups for each enemy that you kill. This is just like overloading the game, I think. Somebody did mention this, I saw, about removing the gold pop-up when killing enemies, or being able to disable it or something like that. And even if it's not that big of a deal, you know, the game should be optimized to its best, right? And I guess I forgot to mention that you can get a unit from this adventure mode, Celestial Mage. Again, I haven't watched Fairy Tail. I don't know who this is. It's a 0.05% chance base to get him, but his chances go up as you climb the waves, right? And I forget his chances at wave 50, but I'll put a percentage up on screen. It should be that. And moving on to the portal game mode, finally, I mean, this is nothing new. It's just an average portal with the same map as the adventure game mode has. This drops Urza, Natsu, Lucy, and somebody named Zaref or something. I don't know how to pronounce that. But Urza, Natsu, Lucy are all 5% chance, while Zaref is 0.25. That's That's actually really low, I'm gonna be honest, but I guess that is a secret unit, I'm pretty sure, so it makes sense. Again, these drop chances themselves like aren't the worst, but the fact is the portals are still bugged, and since it's so hard to get portals, there's just no incentive to even get these units. And I'm pretty sure they're really bad too, or at least they're mid, and they're just not worth getting. I'm telling you, with this precedent, like I can't believe Sung Jin Woo is this good. As much as I like being overpowered, it's insane the power creep this game has gone through within the past 2 updates. But yeah, you also get some leaf currency from the portals, some evolution items, nothing crazy, soul fragments, whatever. It's just getting annoying at this point, like having to deal with this stuff. But again, like I said, when the portals are bugged to begin with and the units aren't even that good, what's the point of even playing? I wholeheartedly think the only reason this game has a lot of players right now is, of course, there's new players coming in, which is great, but the Swarm event is still in the game, and this is a major event, which is a pretty well-rounded event. It's a good event. People are still grinding for Boros or whatever they want, just because it gives the most materials out of anything else in the game. So if this wasn't in the game, bro, this update would be stale. Like, this would be awful. The game state would be awful. I just want to say that. So yeah, one last thing, the codes that were given out because of this are like absolutely crazy. I think you get over like 2,000 Boris capsules like together in total, and a bunch of other rewards. And like, yeah, on the surface that's great, but in all honesty, it just blindsides players into just forgetting about how bad the update was, and just it's like, oh, rewards, yes, reward. You know, that's all they think when they see big codes, right? I'm sure this doesn't happen to everyone, but it's still kind of like really, dude, just fix this stuff before it even gets into the game. But yeah, overall, I'm extremely disappointed. I've only played the adventure game mode maybe 4 or 5 times. There's no point. The only times I've gotten portals are from one of the codes. I got 5 portals, I think. As I'm recording right now, it's a day after the update. This needs to be fixed now because this is unbelievable. I'm glad Hollow Knight Silk Song is out so I can play that, and I don't even want to macro this game. Yeah, overall, I'm just disappointed. I have no incentive to play the game mode because of how buggy it is. I'm pretty sure the units are overall just bad. They need a buff. And I guess the only thing I will mention, like, only good thing that came out of this update was that the Beru Evo quest got nerfed. You used to need 10 of those hive materials, which are a 1% drop chance. So you would need 10 1% drops. But now you only need 5 of that same material. So that's good. But like, this should have just happened from day 1 if they decided to nerf it in the first place. Yeah, that's about it. Again, this is one of the worst updates they have put out. And it's getting to the point where it's like all these updates have major issues that eventually get fixed. But it's like days later. We still didn't get the unit reworks, by the way. This has been said for like weeks, and it just keeps getting pushed back. Like I don't know what to say anymore. So yeah, I'm truly disappointed. So let me know what you guys think. This video was very rambly because I'm just upset. So sorry if it was a little hard to follow, but let me know what you guys think. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.